you can see, otherwise it will be smaller. So that's what. Yes, so first objective is to develop your observation skills, and we all know the people who are good observers are they're good learners, and those who are good learners, they are also considered a good teachers, right? Those who are good learners, they become good teachers because they can observe minutely each and every minute detail of their professions, of their children, of the school, everything. So that is the first objectives of this particular area, to develop our observation skill. Second objectives is to modify. So if you're not good observer, then you need to become good observer. And as you become good observer and start observing everything in minute detail very keenly, you automatically get modified. You automatically get changed. All right. Without your knowledge, you become a changed person. And that is what is crucial in our professional life, that we need to keep modifying ourselves, keep changing ourselves. All right. And as you modify yourself, you become automatic learners or independent learners. All right. And that is what is crucial in our profession, that we need to become independent. We don't need to depend on others. What is the meaning of this? Why? How do I do this? No. You should know from your within what to do and what not to do and how to do that. So that is one another objectives. So our target is to become independent learners. How do we become independent learners? By developing ourselves in our profession. And as you become independent learners, you try to become, try to know your needs, your strength, your weaknesses. Okay. As I always tell, people that you don't need any training in teaching. All right. If and I'm pretty sure that most of you are much better teachers than any other else. All right. But sometimes we feel that if you are teaching something in Telugu or in Kannada or in Malayalam or in Tamil, then you could be the best teacher. But the moment you switched over to English, sometimes we feel linguistically handicapped. All right. That means as a teacher, you don't need any training. Other day I already told you that you are king in learning. All right. But probably we need little bit of advanced level skills in English communication in English. All right. So that is probably we need to look at our own ability in using English while transacting a lesson. All right. So that is another need for looking our needs. What is my needs? What am I going to achieve in this 30-day training program? And that is what probably linguistic awareness. All right. What other day I talk about sagacity of thought and felicity of expressions. And as you start, get to know your needs, that I need to improve my language skills, that is communicative ability in English, then you will definitely move ahead. Oh, I know everything this side, but I need to improve my language ability. So then you start doing things. And how do we do it? By doing it. Language ability can be developed only by using language. All right. So that is very crucial. So that once you start doing something, then you acquire new skills. That is, acquiring skills is another objectives of our teacher professional development area. And then once you do, then you engage yourself in designing different activities for your own growth, and as well as for for the development of your learners, development of language skills of your learners. So that is next objective called designing activities. All right. It is not only the classroom activities, other activities. So for example, how to write a report, morning report and reflection sessions you have. at the beginning. So how to write a report, good report. Okay, so once you start writing only, then you get to know whether you are good at writing or not. So that is another skills. And by doing all this, what we need to do, harness or sharpen our skills. All right, we need to keep doing on daily basis, then only we can harness means sharpening. So whatever little language that we have learned, listening, speaking, reading, writing, thinking skills, all right, study skills, literary skills, we need to keep practicing. All right, keep practicing and then harnessing, sharpening the skills. And that is another. And last important thing is that whatever you do, whatever qualifications that you have gathered, whatever the experience you have gathered in your life, professional life, if you do not have confidence, then all these are meaningless. So what is important in our profession is what is called confidence. Whatever little I know that is correct, and that confidence has to be there. Otherwise, your qualification will not help you, your experience will not help you in developing your professional skills. So these are some of the objectives. So ladies and gentlemen, at the end of this 30-day CELT program, we'll try to achieve all of this or some of this based on your own ability. Because it is online, there is no pressure, all right, from our side. So it is your task, because it is your own skills that you will have to develop. And how much time you invest in your learning, it depends upon whether you will be able to achieve all of these objectives or some of these objectives. Okay, so with these objectives, so we'll try to begin our concept, that is what is called the needs and purpose of our professional skills. So to talk about that, my framework of my talk, of all the 3, 4, 5 talks that I'll have in entire the 30-day training program, I have prepared this reading a book called The Methodology in Language Teaching, an Anthology of Current Practice by J.C. Research and W.A. Renandia. While writing this book, this one is the latest book, okay, in English language teaching. And while writing this book, these two writers also quoted another two writers. Yeah, Numesh Varu. Right. While writing this book, yeah, please mute your mic, all of you, if you are interested to listen to my talk. Otherwise,
please repeat the name of the book, sir. You just referred.
This is called Methodology in Language Teaching, an Anthology of Current Practice by J.C. Research and W.A. Renandia. While writing these two books, these two writers also quoted another book written by Hargreaves and Fulon, who wrote their book in 1992. And they found it relevant to quote in their book. And I felt this is most relevant for all of us. And Hargreaves and Fulon in 1992, they talk about this. They said, the teacher is the ultimate key to educational change and school improvement. So if you want to change the educational system in your district, in your school, in your district, in your state, all right, in the country, all right, and if you want to improve your own school, then it is in your hand. Education minister, education secretary may not be able to do this, but it is a humble teacher somewhere doing some in tiny rural places of your state, all right, that person can make a lot of difference in the school. All right, so that's why it is called, it is in your hand. If you wish, then you can do a lot of things. I have many examples. I know one teachers, primary school teachers in Andhra Pradesh, is teaching a very rural backward places, but he spent the whole day. Apart from the school, he visit the parents on every day, on daily basis. I know in Tamil Nadu, Viluppuram district, all right, there are many teachers who are teaching at primary level, but they have achieved such a height in their profession. All right, they are internationally known. I know one teacher from Viluppuram. Okay, that is another I know one teacher in Kerala, all right, is doing a lot of things. All right? In Telangana, many teachers are doing things. So that is what is important. We need to understand. I may be a humble teacher somewhere teaching in rural places, but if I wish, I can make a lot of difference in my school. And by doing that, I can improve the entire education system. I know one teacher's if she came here, attended 30-day program face to face. Back home, again she is from Velupuram. Back home, well, last day she asked, sir, I need your blessings. I want to do something. So go ahead, God will help you. And she sold her ornaments to make her school a smart school. And that news came in all different, state newspapers. All right. And she is quite comfortable. Now many NRIs are sponsoring her, all right, to do some new things. So teachers do not simply implement the curriculum, they define and refine curriculum, and they interpret and transform curriculum in such a way that makes learning more manageable for the learners. Today, what happens, ladies and gentlemen, for learners, learning is not manageable. How many subjects do teach, ladies and gentlemen? Can you type in the chat box? 1, 2. How many subjects do teach every day in a school? How many subjects do teach? 2 subjects. Very good. 2 subjects. 1 subject. Yes. Kalyani says 2 subjects. Kalaivani says 2 subjects. Yes. Yeah. 2 subjects. All right. So you teach two subjects. I'm not talking of periods. Subjects.
All right? Only English, not subject. We are teaching
English. One subject.
Yes, very good. So you teach one subject, and many of you feel very tired, and always take the class as a challenge or a strain or a stress, something pressure, something like that. But look at your class 8 student, class 9 student. How many subjects do they study every day? How many subjects do they study? You teach one subject, you feel tired. But look at your student, how many subjects they study every day? All the subjects, 6, 7 subjects. All right. They learn English, they learn Telugu, mother tongue, they learn mathematics, they learn science, they learn social science. No, they learn all these subjects.
So we too did the same and came.
So that is what I would like to tell you, that if English teacher teaches us lesson and give an assignment or a homework, and the mother tongue teachers will teach Telugu, Malayalam, Kannada, all right, Tamil, and give another homework, and then science teacher will teach one lesson and give another homework. Mathematics teacher will teach 2 sums and ask them to complete 5 sums at home. Like this, at the end of the day, a learner carries 7 assignments on their head. And before they complete that assignment, again, next day, again, they get another one assignment in each subject. So at the end of the day, what happens? They become overburdened. They cannot carry the burden, academic burden that you have imposed on their heads. All right. So as a result, the learning for the learners become unmanageable. All right. For that reasons, we need to look at the learners' burden, academic burden, from their point of view. We need to put our legs into their shoes and try to see, if I were there, will I be able to complete these 7 assignments and come back home, come back to school next day? So that is what I say, that learning is unmanageable for the learner. So as a teacher, what is our task is to make lesson, arrange lesson activities in such a way so that the learning for the learners become manageable. It is our task. For that reason, we need a teacher. Otherwise, you can supply textbook and homework, they can complete it. But they cannot. For that reasons, we need a teacher to make their learning manageable. And that is very crucial. And each one of us should understand that. So that is why, hence, it is what teachers think and do at the classroom level that ultimately determines what your learners learn. What you do and you think, that determines what learners learn. That's why in some classes, because of some teachers, children learn better. But on the other hand, in some classes, because of the teachers' thought pattern and actions, many children may not learn many new things. So that's what we need to understand. So keeping these in mind as a framework, I'll be continuing my entire sessions. So hope I could get across the message that I wanted to talk about. Did you got the idea what I'm trying to get across?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The ultimate development in the teachers.
So
Profession.
what I say, you see, when many of your mothers, many of you have children, when a baby is born to a mother, baby is not given Andhra meal, big meal, but mother is given nutritious meal. Why? Because if mother takes care of her health, baby will be healthy. Yes or no? Tell me.
Absolutely right.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes. Like this, if teacher takes care of his or her academic health, like this, if teacher takes care of his or
Exactly,
her
sir.
academic,
Exactly, sir.
listen. Like this, if teacher takes care of her or his academic health, children in the classroom will be healthy academically. You believe in that? That is important. That is important. For that reasons, we need to develop professionally. Because once you are developed, your children will automatically get the benefit of it. But if you are not developing, so okay, I got a job, no problem. Okay, then you will continue, will retire from the service, but there won't be any change, any impact on the learners. That's why I have, if you talk about me, I have, undergone teachings from hundreds of teachers right from my class 1 till today. And how many teachers do think I remember? Only a selected few. I have respect for each and every teachers, but I remember and talk about those teachers, all right? Because probably if I'm here today in front of you, that is because of those, a few teachers, all right? I was influenced. My life was influenced. My life was changed. So my question is, are you going to be that particular teachers that thousands of children that you met in your professional life will remember you? And that is very big decisions that you need to make from today itself. Otherwise, teacher will come and go, nobody will remember. And that is very crucial. Please mute your mic. Right? Rajshekhar Garu, please mute your mic. That is crucial, very important. Be one of those teachers, okay, called change maker in the learners. I remember those teachers, one the primary school teacher, I still remember, I talk about him. He is no longer here, he is no more here. But I still talk about him. Because he is the person who gave me, he gave me 12 mark out of 10. 12 out of 10. All right? 12 mark out of 10. 12 mark out of 10. Primary school teacher, class 4th level. That's what I got 12 out of 10. I told, when I came back, I sat with my fellow students. The fellow students say, hey, this is wrong. And then my teacher was elderly teachers. I went to the teacher again, sir, this is wrong, sir. 12 out of 10. If small children can understand, this is not possible. I told him, my teacher said, hey, 10 out of 10, I have given 2 from my pocket. Go! And that is what I got. And he said, go, all right? And I have reached this level of my life. 2 marks extra from his side. And that has influenced my life. All right? 100 out of 100 I got. But 12 out of 10, only probably I got. I still remember that teacher. He is no more. And that is you need to understand. A teachers can change the entire course of life of a student. All right. So that is important. Coming back to the next point is a question that I would like to ask. What do you mean by development? Can somebody type in the chat box? Don't answer. Type in the chat box. What do you mean by development? Quickly. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Development is a progress.
Yes.
Right. Type in the chat box. Type. Okay. Yes. Progress. Very good. Progress. Yes. Yeah. Progress. Yeah. Forget about teaching right now. Okay. Progress. Improvement. Very good. Yes. Overall progress. Yes. Okay. Okay. Qualitative change. Very good. Very good. Quality is talking about change. Yes, very good. That will do. That will do. Stop typing. Stop typing. That will do. Upgrading, improvement. Yes, very good. Yes. Yeah, polishing ourselves. Very good. Well done. Good. Very good. Now, now my next question is, before that, so you see, there are many, some people say change, some people say progress, some people say development, some people say positive change, something like that. Am I right? Now, my question says every question has got two answers. One is correct answer, one is wrong answer. All right? One is correct answer, one is wrong answer. And based on that, what is you are talking about, based on that, I have seen that there is more than two answers. Now, when do we give two answers? When do we give two answers? When we are not clear. Okay. All right. When our understanding is vague, not clear, not transparent, that we answer, give more than two answers. If not this, it should be this. That means I am not clear, completely clear. Now, my point is that think of yourself. Whatever little I know that is correct. All right. So that should be the attitude. That should be the position of a teacher. That whatever little, we do not know everything. But whatever little I know, that is correct. I know that is correct. And that is what is important. All right. So if you have any doubt about this, okay, so this is correct, this is wrong, something, that means we need improvement. Unless you reach that level that you are completely transparent, you know everything correct, no, we need to progress, we need to develop. Now my question is, question is, why do we need to develop? Means before that, how many of you think you need to develop? Please type in the chat box. How many of you think you need to develop? How many of you need to think? Okay. Yes, very good. Yes. Many of you think some people think that I don't need to develop because I have 30 years experience. I have 25 years experience. I don't need to okay. But many of you said yes, you need to develop. That is very good point. Other day I said, when you think that I do not know everything, then learning begins from that. Development begins from that. If we think that we know everything, then new learning will never take place in us. Okay, very good. That will do. Now, my question is, why do we need to develop? All right. Why do we need to develop? Next question is, why do we need to develop? Can you type it? Why do we need to develop? Yes, Harshalata, I know. Yeah. Now, my next question is, why do we need to develop? For teaching for my students. All right. I am a learner. Okay. To meet the changing needs. Okay. Very good. I need develop. Okay. I need to develop myself. Okay. All right. I am poor in English. Okay. Very good. Change is constant. Okay. Don't give philosophical answer. Okay. Practical things to change, update myself. Okay. Very good. There is stop typing. Stop typing. Okay. Very good. So most of you think that you need to develop, and you need to develop for your to enhance. Yes. This is Usha R has got a very good question. I agree with her. Survival. Yeah, I need to develop for my own survival. Stop typing now. Stop typing. Okay, that will do. Yeah, other answers are luxury. All other answers are luxury, but what Usha was talking about, is survival. We need to develop for our survival. You must have seen for last 2 years because of pandemic. You don't remember, you don't feel because you are government school teachers. But think of those private school teachers who lost their job because of this COVID-19 pandemic situation. Many teachers lost their job. Can you imagine yourself after working for 10, 15 years and all of a sudden you lose your job? How do you show your face back home to your children that job illa, job ledu? Huh? All right? How do face this? That is question is survival. If you do not develop, the private school organization, they kept only those teachers who know how to conduct classes online. Those who didn't have any technology knowledge, they were given goodbye. Okay, all right. They are no longer in service. For that reason, ladies and gentlemen, who knows? That might happen in our government system also. So that is what, ladies and gentlemen, we need to improve. I'm an old man. Look at me. I'm an old man. I learned computer in 1995. And I spent 75,000 to buy my computer, and the lowest version of computer. At that time, it was 1,25,000 big computer with good software. I bought the lowest version, AMD, assemble version. I spent 75,000 and I do not know how to operate it. I spent another 50,000 to learn how to, and the minimum course that at that time 1995 was 6 months course, computer application and management. I learned that and I spent so much of money. Even family members ask me, are you gone mad? Why do you need a computer? You have spent so much money. I was lecturer at that time. All right. And I learned, look at now. All right. Look at now, many of my colleagues, former colleagues, they didn't know how to type. And I'm already a master. And I'm utilizing it. And 5 years back, when our office asked us to use technology in your classroom. So I didn't have any problem because I am already a master in computer. So that is, once you develop certain skills, you may not know when that skills will help you in your future life. All right. So that is what is important, very crucial for survival. Not a luxury. Computer today is not a luxury, it's a survival. If you don't have, you lose. Okay. You don't have a quanta in the world. In a fraction of a second, if you have internet, computer, then you can go ahead. Okay. Now look at this image. What do you see? What does this image signify to you? Can you type? What do you see on the screen? What does this image signify to you? Yes. Look at the screen. See the picture, the image, and tell me, what do you see here? Is my voice clear, audible to you all?
The activity is carried on in a brain.
Yes, this. Can you see the screen? What do you see here in the screen?
Activities carried out in our brain.
We see
Human
different
brain.
colors.
Okay,
We
very
see
good.
different
Picture of
colors
a
in
human
the
brain,
brain.
right? Okay. I'm a simple person. I want simple response. It is a human brain. Okay. Picture of a brain. Okay. Picture of a human head. All right. Don't give all these complicated answers. All right. So it's a brain. Very good.
The
Okay.
working
Brain.
of the brain.
Right. Right. Now you have your own brain. All right.
Yes,
You have
sir.
your own brain. Yes. So many people, because of problems, they forget that they have a brain. All right. And when they hospitalized, when doctor says that you have some of the brain, then only they realize, I have a brain. Now, ladies and gentlemen, your brain is a very super duper, very powerful, but it is also the laziest part of your body. All right. You must have seen people traveling in city buses. Some people get seat, some people don't get seat. And those who don't get the seat, they hold on the rod. And the moment bus moves, they start sleeping. Eyes closes and the brain sleeps. You see your hand is working, your whole body is working, but your brain is sleeping. All right. So that is what is called, the brain is the laziest part of our body. And it is almost like a car engine, bike engine. All right. You need to switch on, put the ignition key, switch on and put in gear, then only your brain works. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Got the point? So many of you might be on the Shivana class ನೋಡಿತಾ ಇದೆ ಕಲಿಸಿ ಇದು ಕಲಿಸಿ ಇದು okay right. So that is what I say. This brain is the laziest part of our body. Okay, got the point? And it is like engine, car engine, bike engine. All right, and you need to put ignition key and switch it on and put in gear, and then only it works. Otherwise, it doesn't work. All right. So that is very important. You need to understand. So look at this picture, particular picture. What do we see? We need to put on ignition key and switch on our brain. All right. That is important. That is important. So how many of you have decided to switch on your brain from today itself? Yes, please, you can type in your brain, in the chat box. Yes. Yes, 1 minute. From today. Very good. Pulaya says me. Okay, very good. So that is what is important, that let us switch on our brain today and never switch it off till the last day of our life. All right. And then you will see another 3 months to come, you will see the change in you. All right. Very good. Well done. Vinci Cherian says, yeah, good. Very good. Well done. Okay, stop typing. Okay. Now let's quickly move on to the second point. Next point. Look at this, called opening the brain. So we need to open our brain, but don't cut and open your brain. All right. Don't cut and open your brain. Opening brain means listen to each and every one. Listen to your class 1 student, class 8 student, class 10 student, the dullest of the dull, you think the student sitting at the back of the classroom, okay, at the back, the last bencher, okay. Listen to them. Listen to the highly experienced person. Listen to ordinary village people, illiterate village people. Listen to each and everyone. And most of all, listen to your own kids at home, the small kid who do not speak sense, but still you listen to. I have many friends. They say, my daughter doesn't talk to me, my son doesn't talk to me. I say, why should they talk to you? When they wanted to talk to you, you didn't listen. All right. So that is why listen to your own kids at home and then listen to each and every student in your classroom. And you will be able to understand them, their problem, their constant, and they will open up once they see that you are interested to listen to them. And that is what I mean by opening the brain. All right. We need to listen to, and that is another very good, important quality of a teacher. We need to listen to our students and understand their problem. All right. So that is another important point that I would like to highlight. Next, look at this. What do you see in the PPT, slide? Can you type quickly? Heart. Very good. Yes. So here, what I say, think in your heart, not only your brain. think in your heart as well, because your brain will get tired after some time, but your heart will never get tired. All right. So say, for example, many of you think that after getting job, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll buy a car, I'll build a good house, and all these are, what is called your desire, right? You have all these desire. Now, all those desire actually originates in your heart, not in your brain. And that's why you do extra work, all right? And then you accumulate money, and then finally you get your thing done. All right. So no, in our teaching profession, we not only think in your mind, we also need to think in your heart. All right. So there is an example. Someone, we must have seen in circus that some people, one particular person, walk on the rope. All right, with taking a small stick, walk on the rope, and that person was interviewed. Sir, how do maintain your balance and walking on the rope? And that person said, I do not walk on the rope. When I stand in a particular point, I throw my heart to the other point, and my body follow my hearts, and I reach the destination. And I think this applies to our profession, teaching profession. When you go into the classroom, and if you throw your heart into the class, and whatever you speak, whatever you do, your body will follow that. And that is very crucial in our professions, that we need to. And that's why I know one Urdu, ghazalist. Ghazal, there is a special song called Ghazal. And then that person was interviewed, sir, how do you write Ghazal? And then the ghazalist said, I do not write Ghazal. Now, how do you make Ghazal? He said, ghazalon mein alfazon ki bandisho hi nahi kafi, jigar ka khun bhi chahiye kuch asar ke liye. And that is what is crucial. A little bit of, blood in your heart is necessary to make difference in your life, in your professional life. And that's why heart, putting everything in heart is very important. And when you talk to people, if you throw, then your thing is done. Okay, that is another important point I would like to highlight. Yes. Now look at this picture. What do you see in the picture? A small girl.
In the house in sand.
Yes. Now look at this small girl, and you see, you talk to her. Okay. You ask two questions. You need to ask two questions, and what these two questions you would like to ask. Can you type the questions in the chat box? Directly ask the small girl, not the big one, the small girl. What questions would you like to ask? What are you doing? Yes, very good. How do you feel now? Very good. How do you feel while you're building? Yeah. What is your mind? Okay, very good. Whose house is this? Very good. Well done. Stop typing. Okay. Now, if you ask all these questions, what do you get? Okay. Why do you do? All these questions, she will get confused. And then she will ask why uncle or auntie is asking me these questions. But if you ask me to ask two questions to this small girl, I'll ask, is the sand soft or harsh? She will be able to answer because she is experiencing. If I ask another question, is the sand slippery or sticky? She will be able to answer this question because she is experiencing. Ladies and gentlemen, learning is kind of experience. Unless you provide this experience, children don't learn. They pretend that they are learning, but actually they don't learn. So that is very important, ladies and gentlemen. Now we need to ponder over, think over, do I give sufficient exposure where children experience learning and learn, or it is just you are talking and talking like me today? So learning is experience, whether it is a small kid or experienced people like you and me. When we experience, we learn. Unless we have experience, we do not learn. Unless we don't get scope for experiencing, we do not learn. We pretend we'll have learned, but we don't learn. So experiencing is important. So ladies and gentlemen, I would like to humbly request you all to do certain things, do anything that you want to do, and do it and experience it. And real learning will take place. That is what other day I was talking about, spirit, not matter. It is the spirit. You have seen flower. That is matter. But where does fragrance come from that matter, flower? And trying to trace the source of fragrance is what is called spirit. And learning is something like that. All right? That's what important. Okay, forget it. Next, look at this baby. Now, baby says, I don't have attitude problem. What about you? Baby is asking you what? How many of you have this attitude problem? Be frank here, because we are all learning. You can type. How many of you have attitude problem that I am a senior most teachers, I should not ask the junior most teachers. Okay, I should not ask children. I should not say, I do not know. All right? All right?
No, no.
How many of you think? Huh?
I don't have any attitude problems. I don't have any attitude problems. So.
Very good, very good. So that is what the baby is saying. To be frank, you see, sometimes unknowingly, we are victim of what is called, this attitude. And attitude is your good friend, and it is your worst enemies also at the same time. It's a very good friend, your attitude. If you have joined this course, that is because of your attitude, that I want to learn, let me join. And many teachers have not joined. That is because of their attitude. So it's your good friend, and at the same time, worst enemy. You do not do certain things because of your ego problem. All right. So that is what, you need to take care of your ego. All right. Arrogance. All right. So that is important. So now, before talking detail about this, let's quickly have a look at what we mean by the attitude. Attitude, when we talk about attitude, it's a combination of your thinking, your emotions, how you express what you think, how you think, your emotions, how you express your emotions, how you view events and circumstances around you, not on you, around you. Perspective, the way of looking at things, but point of view, and your actions and your response. All this constitute the attitude of a person. Now look at thinking. How do we begin our thinking? If you minutely observe your own thinking pattern, you will see we always begin with negative. I cannot do this because I have not done this. We begin like that. All right. Emotions. What is the best way of expressing emotion? Is to cry. All right. Many people, for unnecessary reasons they cry, because you don't need to put any effort in crying. All right. So that is emotion. And how we be. Sometimes, many I see, WhatsApp group, many people say, Prime Minister should not do this, Chief Minister should not do these things. Do you think that Chief Minister or Prime Minister will listen to your see your WhatsApp message and take decisions on the basis of your message? You don't have any control over this Prime Minister or Chief Ministers. All right. So, and that's what sometimes it doesn't happen on you, but still you bother, spend too much time on that. All right. So that should not happen. Okay. What is not there in your control, you should not, you should accept it. Now, if electricity goes, if internet goes goes down, then it is not in my control. I'll have to accept it. I'll have to try again, reconnect. Okay. Log in again. Because it is not my control. So that's what sometimes we need to accept things. That is what is not in our control. Perspective, how you view, point of view. You see, look at your classroom today now. You see only one teacher talking to you, but I see 127 listening to me. So the same classroom, from my point of view, 127 people, but from your point of view, you see only one teacher talking to you. That is, your view is partial and my view is partial. So what we need to have the totality of the view. For that, you need to see the classroom from your point of view and from my point of view, and also from the point of view of the others who are observing the same class from our office. All right, from the office they are observing this class also. So once you see things from different angles, then you have the totality of the concept. It is like looking like an elephant. You cannot see the whole elephant in one go. You need to see from the front, from the back, from side, okay, from the top of climbing on a tree, see the top, okay, like this. Then only you have the totality of the concept. But many of us, we do not have the patience to go around and see the totality. And we develop a partial view of everything. And based on that, we take decisions. As a result, we suffer a lot in our life. So that is. And then what do? Ladies and gentlemen, let me humbly tell you all, not to do anything when you are very happy. Out of happiness, you might spoil the things. Similarly, when you are very sad, very angry, do not do anything. Sit down, okay? Take some time, okay? And bring back your normal state of mind and then take action. So do not do when you are very happy. Do not do anything when you are very happy, very sad, all right, or very angry. Just sit down and relax and bring back your normal state of mind. And how we respond to things that occur in your life. Many of you, I know, I get messages for different problems, okay? All right. This is, sir, this is my problem. You see, you know ornament, gold ornament. Gold piece is valuable, but gold piece is not a piece of ornament. All right. From gold piece, if you want to make an ornament, you need to go to the goldsmith, and goldsmith put the gold in the fire. All right. And then start beating 100 times to make a piece of ornament. Ladies and gentlemen, I know many of you are facing problem after problem. You solve one problem, another problem comes in, okay? You must have been badly, utterly shattered. But look at this. How is an ornament, a piece of ornament made? That is by melting it in the fire and beating it 100 times. Like this, if you are suffering, facing hundreds of problems, that means the super goldsmith, gold master, the God, and you are a piece of a gold, all right, and the gold, the superpower, the God, has put you in fire and beating you in order to make you a piece of ornament. All right. And if you really are interested to be a piece of ornament, then bear all the problems, tolerate silently, all right? And finally, you will reach that stage to become ornament. Ladies and gentlemen, did you get what I'm trying to get across?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Excellent, sir. Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent example,
Yes,
sir. With
Yes, sir.
experienced lessons.
Okay, thank you. Now, for that reasons, what I'm saying, I don't believe in positive attitude or negative attitude. What I believe in is what is called productive attitude. Productive attitude. That attitude not only helps you, but it helps the entire surrounding. And that is very crucial, especially in our profession, teaching profession. So, ladies and gentlemen, make your attitude productive. That not only helps you, but it helps the entire surrounding. Wherever you go, there is a saying, some people, when they come in, there is light. Some people, when they go out, then there is light. And some people, whether they are in or out, there is light. So be one of those people. Whether you are in or out, doesn't matter, there is always light. So that is my humble request to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. I'll skip because of shortness of time, I'll skip. Now look at this picture. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are all small cats, all right? We are all cats. But, ladies and gentlemen, can we visualize ourselves as lion another 5 years to come, another 2 years to come, another 6 months to come? Can you dare to visualize yourself as a lion in your profession? Today, we are all cats, no doubt about it.
Definitely, sir. Definitely.
That is what is important. That is what is important. We
Well
say,
tried.
yes, that is important. That don't count me out. okay, looking at my present state, I'm going to become such and such person, okay, in my professional life. So that is
Both
very
of-
crucial. Yes.
Both of them belong to the cat's family, sir.
Yes, but which one is the bigger?
The
That is
most
important.
powerful
Yes.
is in English.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, what we need to have, as I already talked about, all of us, we need to have personal mission. Like, say, for example, we all, human being, we want to enjoy the universe. We want to conquer the universe. All these are personal missions. You want to buy a high-end car. You want to build a big, beautiful building, okay? All these are called personal mission. You should have. But at the same time, you should also have professional mission. In my professional life, what type of teachers I would like to become? What type of person I would like to become? And in order to become that type of person, what type of people I must associate with? What type of books I must read? What type of mindset I must create? What type of thought pattern I must develop? We need to decide it right now, today itself. All right. And once you decide, then, ladies and gentlemen, then it is a matter of time. You will reach the destination and see yourself like that. All right. And once you have professional mission, you get vision. Vision means foresightedness. We have two things. One is called, eyesight and mindsight. Eyesight and eyesight and mindsight. Eyesight and mindsight. Mindsight, okay, SIGST, mindset. Eyesight is limited. We can see to a certain distance. Beyond that, we cannot see. And once you cannot see this, the limited, with your physical eyes, then we
But
need to
there's
switch over
convergent
to,
and divergent thinking.
then we need move over to our mind side and try to see. And once you switch onto your mind side, you can see anything that is going to happen in another 2 years to come, or another 5 years to come, another 10 years to come. You can see the entire life. You can see the entire life of yourself. What type of person you are going to become, and how you are behaving with people, how you are, receiving things, praise, or all these things. That is called vision. So when you look at your classes student today, Palanisamy or Krishnan in Kerala, Palani in Tamil Nadu, or Madesha in Karnataka, or Sanchaye in Telangana, Nasime in Andhra Pradesh, don't look at their present position. Add another 10 years in their life and try to see the big person in them. And once you see that small Nasima sitting in Vizianagaram district of Andhra Pradesh, you can think of that Nasima could be another Prime Minister Nasima from your classroom. So once you try to see, the vision, through your vision, mindset, you try to visualize those people sitting in your classroom today, you might be able to help them to shape their life accordingly. And that is very crucial, vision. And of all this, what is important, ladies and gentlemen, you need to have passion for your own life. You must be alive. All right? You must be alive. Yes, I am there to help you all. You say, Palani, that is your destination and this is the right path. Po, Kavla Parade nan irke. And once you say this, Palanisamy will move. Once Palani knows his destination on the right path, he will move heaven and earth to reach the goal. But once you say Po, Kavla Parade nan irke, you should be there to constantly help him. Bada paradu nan innanu, nen innanu, you must, once you say this, you should be there. Okay? You understand my point? You should be able, if you say this, you should be there to help them. And then you will see the result. So passion is, if your candle is burning, you can burn 1,000 other candles. But if your candle is not burning, forget it. You are gone. Understand my point? Ladies and gentlemen, with this, I would like to tell you the concept of professional development. Professional development is a process of continual, intellectual, experiential, and attitudinal growth of teachers. Can somebody read this for me? What you see on the screen?
What do you mean by professional development?
Yes.
Professional development is a process of continual, intellectual, experiential, and attitudinal growth of teachers
Yeah.
by daily
Really
So,
launch.
so ladies and gentlemen, to give this concept of professional development, I have given hundreds of examples, okay? Shared many experiences. I'm pretty sure you got the idea. And if you have any questions, you can ask me. We have 1 minute more. You can quickly ask me. If you have any doubt, any questions in your mind, you can always ask me.
Hitesh Bhagat sir,
Yes.
you have taught it in such a way that we don't have any doubts regarding that.
All right. Thank you. Thank
It
you.
was very fantastic. With your permission, sir, I would like to add a few lines. The most perfect word in English language, I think, is attitude, sir.
Yes. Yes.
You might want to ask me why it is like that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
If we take the word attitude, and if we begin giving the numbers to all the words present in the word,
Okay.
just for example, A for 1, T for 20, I for 9, like that, the totality of the numbers is 100, sir.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Can you conclude what you would like to say in 1 or 2 words? Yes.
Yes, sir. See, attitude is in order to become a perfect man, we should have 100% attitude, sir. Just I'm giving more explanation of the word attitude, sir. I don't have any.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So,
Sir, I would like to congratulate for your slides. The pictures, the images were very effective, sir. Thank you for the work. Images were very effective, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Pratima, you're from which state? Yes.
Yeah.
Pratima. Jai Sri.
Sir?
Pratima.
Yeah.
You are now unmuted.
Yeah.
This is Pratima from Karnataka, and I like your smiley presentation, sir.
Thank you
That's
so much.
very good attitude.
Okay.
And
So
we
it
have
is
to develop it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So we'll end the meeting from end the meeting now. Okay. It is already time.
That is
Okay, see you
that is
next-
not his positive attitude, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
His
Thank you.
positive attitude towards you
yes.
itself.
Okay. Thank
Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you very
Welcome.
much.
Your class
you,
is a
sir.
lifetime curriculum, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. We'll end the meeting now.
You are now
Yeah.
muted.
We'll end the meeting now.
Nice session, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
It is ends